Team Nepal have returned home after featuring at their maiden Asia Cup underway in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. And despite suffering losses against test nations India and Pakistan, Team Nepal have drawn the eyes of the global cricket fraternity as they performed better than expectations against the giants of the sport. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Transitional justice yet to be ensured because of political interests. Irresponsibility of senior leaders leaves the bill stranded at the parliamentary committee. Arable land increasingly turning barren across the country because of problems caused by monkeys. Efforts to curb their impact yet to produce result. Government unaware about the losses. Gradual ease in charging of electric vehicles. 51 charging stations operated in a single day. Electricity Authority plans to add 500 additional charging stations. And Team Nepal returned home to a hero's welcome after featuring at the Asia Cup for the first time in Nepal's cricket history, urged the government to invest in cricket infrastructures. It has been 15 years since the comprehensive peace accord was signed between the then government and Maoist rebels. However, the Transitional Justice has yet to conclude. The two entities, Truth and Reconciliation Commission (TRC) and the Commission for the Investigation of Enforced Disappeared Persons, have failed to produce results within their term and are without officials at the moment. Meanwhile, the bill formed to amend the Transitional Justice Acts to ease the justice process has been stranded at the parliamentary committee. The deadline of a subcommittee formed under the lower house's Law, Justice and Human Rights Committee to find a consensus on the bill has been extended on 3 occasions. However, the subcommittee has failed to find a way ahead as main opposition CPNUML has been adamant on its demand to include cases of the killings of unarmed individuals during the conflict era as crimes against humanity. The party had also filed for an amendment proposal to include the use of children in war as crime and has continued arguing that the government's proposed amendment centers around granting general pardon to the perpetrators. The ruling alliance also seems divided in the issues between themselves as a faction within Nepali Congress has been saying that a general pardon would not be acceptable. Meanwhile, amid the delay in concluding the transitional justice process, the interest from external forces has been growing. Many power nations have been piling pressure on the leaders. The commissions formed to support in the transitional justice process have repeatedly expressed grievances that the government had delayed law formation, failed to provide adequate human resources, and intervened in their works. In our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces what should be done to conclude the remaining works of the peace process at the earliest. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
राजनीतिक पूर्वाग्रह नराखिकन दण्ड पीडितहरूलाई चाहिँ क्षतिपूर्तिको व्यवस्था गरिदिनु पर्यो।
तत्कालीन विद्रोही माओवादी र सरकार बीचको सम्झौतालाई कार्यान्वयन गर्नुपर्छ।
बेपत्ता भएका मान्छेहरूको खोज तलास अवस्था के कस्तो छ त्यो बारेमा जानकारी दिनु पर्यो र हुन नसक्ने छन् भन्ने त्यो बारेमा पनि भन्नु पर्यो।
विभिन्न आयोगहरूले यस सम्बन्धी सरकारलाई सिफारिस गरेका छन्। सरकारले यी सिफारिसहरू समयमै कार्यान्वयन गर्नुपर्छ।
सबै राजनीतिक दलहरू मिलेर यसलाई टुङ्ग्याउनुको विकल्प चाहिँ छैन।
क्षतिपूर्ति सहितको न्याय भयो भने चाहिँ यो समस्या समाधान हुन्छ।
सबै दलहरू चाहिँ आपसमा चाहिँ सहमति चाहिँ गर्नु पर्यो।
विधेयक पारित गरेर कानुनको रूपमा चाहिँ यसलाई लागू गरिसकेपछि पक्कै पनि उनीहरूको कामहरू चाहिँ प्रभावकारी रूपमा हुन सक्थ्यो।
सरकारले सत्यनिर्भर आयोगलाई हस्तक्षेप नगरिकन काम गर्न दिनु पर्यो।
संक्रमणकालीन न्यायलाई चाहिँ विधेयक बनाएर चाहिँ छिटो भन्दा छिटो पास गर्नु पर्यो।
Destruction of habitat and shortage of food in the forest has led the monkeys to enter human settlements and destroy the crops of the farmers. People are relocating because of problems caused by monkeys, which has also seen reduction in agricultural production. Most residents of the mid-hilly districts have been affected by monkeys in recent time. Despite several efforts to curb the impact of monkeys, they have yet to produce any results, while the issue is also being discussed at the parliamentary committees. Around 300 species of monkeys exist around the world, of whom 5 are found in Nepal. Despite the increase in number of rhesus macaque, locally known as red monkeys in Nepal, there is no exact figure of them like that of tigers as their census is not kept. However, with destruction of the natural habitat and reduction of food in the forests, the monkeys have begun entering human settlements, which has created complications for the farmers. In many places, crops have been destroyed completely. Even the parliamentary committees have begun discussing the plight of the farmers and ways to curb the impact of the monkeys. However, it is not easy to control the monkeys on the basis of legal and practical aspects. Forest Act and National Park and Wildlife Conservation Act have provisions of a fine of up to 10,000 rupees or a jail term of 2 years or both of these for threatening, killing, capturing and torturing animals. Meanwhile, government and non-government efforts to make barricades, zoos, scaring them off and trapping them have not been effective as well. Because of the problems caused by the monkeys, many local levels have been prioritizing their control in the budget. Mahashila Rural Municipality of Parbat has allocated 3 million rupees to curb the impact of monkeys, while Jaimini Municipality of Baglung has allocated 1.5 million rupees to create a park of monkeys. However, with failure of the plans implemented, many villages are turning empty while the arable land are going barren. The government does not have any data on the losses caused by monkeys in the agriculture sector. A few years ago, there was no arrangement of compensation for the farmers for the losses caused by monkeys until a few years ago. But with the amendment in the regulation for the relief for damages caused by wild animals, farmers have breathed some respite. Monkeys cause problems in other countries as well. Now, despite Sri Lanka's plan to export monkeys to China, the idea was dropped following protest from the animal rights activists. Efforts have also begun in Delhi to curb the impact of monkeys considering the nearing G20 summit. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked, what is your take on the government's preparation for laws that allow recording public's personal calls? 46% were for A, violating one's privacy, 23% were for B, government high-handedness, and 31% were for C, effort to control crime. And here is our today's question. What do you term the government preparation to allow farming of wild animals? Your options are A, effort for conservation, B, risks of abuse, and C, abuse of animal rights. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The Nepal Electricity Authority has brought into operation 51 electric charging stations today. Construction works of the charging stations had begun 2 years ago and have come into operation from today. The charging stations were constructed at major highways, bus parks and major cities of all 7 provinces for charging of electric vehicles under the Infrastructure Development Project. At the charging stations built at an investment of 400 million rupees, large buses, microbuses, trucks, pickups and cars can be charged at 26 of them, while cars of all sizes can be charged at 25 of them. Inaugurating the charging station at the Mahindra Police Club of Brikuti Mandap in Kathmandu, Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Shakti Bahadur Bosnath said that the government had stressed construction of charging stations to increase the use of electric vehicles in the country. He further added that the government was also prioritizing the formulation of policies to attract investors for production of electric vehicles in Nepal. The authority is also constructing charging stations in 11 other places and aims to build 500 charging stations. Each charging station has a 142 kilowatt capacity charger, 50 kilovolt transformer for electricity supply and online billing system. For fast charging, the charging stations have DC chargers of 60 kilowatt capacities and AC chargers of 22 kilowatt capacities. In addition to this, 3 vehicles including large buses can also be charged at once. Managing Director of NEA Kulman Gising has said that the charging stations were built with the objective of promoting the use of electric vehicles. The electric vehicles available in Nepal take between half an hour to 1 hour for full charge based on their battery capacity. Student attraction towards the certificate level nursing studies has been on the rise. However, around 6 dozen nursing campuses have been shut down because of the legal requirement of having a hospital of 100 bed capacity to operate a nursing campus. Health education, including the nursing studies, have been severely affected because of the dispute between the Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training (CTEVT) and the Medical Education Commission. The CTEVT has claimed that many students are compelled to study in India as many campuses have been shut in Nepal. However, declining the claim of the CTEVT, the Commission has said that the degree of students studying in India without the permit would not be recognized. There are 64 campuses with certificate level nursing programs in Nepal. A total of 65 nursing campuses without their own hospitals have already been shut as provisioned by the Medical Education Act. 13,000 students have attended the entrance examination for 1,840 seats in nursing studies. Despite the increase in demand among the students, the CTEVT has said that students have been compelled to study in India because of the existing legal provisions. Except for nursing, the number of students pursuing health assistant, dental, radiography, lab, physiotherapy and Ayurveda among 9 subjects is very less. Despite 6,032 seats in these programs, only around 55% appeared in the entrance examination. Meanwhile, in the BSc and BN categories of nursing education, more than 600 seats are vacant despite 2,800 capacity. There are inadequate students in the paramedical studies as well. In such a situation, the Medical Education Commission has said that despite some complications because of legal provisions, the students are not compelled to study in foreign countries. The Commission has also warned that the students studying abroad without permits of not recognizing their degrees. According to the Nepal Nursing Council, 78,496 have received their nursing licenses. Of them, 33,567 have already left Nepal. Experts of medical education have said that the regulating authority has to be serious to avoid the shortage of human resources in the health sector of Nepal following the increase in demand of nurses in Europe and the United States of America in recent years. A sound plan is the need of the hour to identify the issues in the health education sector, address the dispute between the CTEVT and the Medical Education Commission, and to stop the exodus of students to pursue medical education abroad.
Sports News.
Team Nepal have returned home following their maiden appearance at the Asia Cup. Having faced strong names of world cricket, Test nations India and Pakistan, Team Nepal arrived to a hero's welcome at the Trivandrum International Airport. Having acquired invaluable experience, Team Nepal have been inspired to enhance their standards. However, domestic cricket infrastructure is a matter of concern for them. Officials of the Cricket Association of Nepal and the ardent supporters of the Nepali cricket welcomed the team amidst much fanfare at the Trivandrum International Airport. Everyone appeared very happy as the team had just returned after playing India and Pakistan, which had remained a decades-long dream for Nepali cricket. Therefore, despite crashing out from the group stage of the Asia Cup, the players were extremely enthused. The aim of playing better cricket in the days ahead, however, poor domestic infrastructure and lack of facilities has been their major concern. By the half of the ICC World Cricket League 2 series, there was a fear that Nepal could have lost the one-day international status. However, the happy dressing room and one-ball battle concepts of coach Monty Desai helped retain the prized ODI status and took Nepal up to the prestigious Asia Cup. Swapal Kami exhibited an all-round performance while Asif Sheikh scored a half-century against India. It was a great opportunity for the Nepali players to play their idols. Interactions with Babar Azam of Pakistan, Virat Kohli of India, and Indian legend and coach Rahul Dravid were of immense value for the Nepali players. There exists a massive gap in standards of Nepali and Indian cricket. There is no comparison between the infrastructures and investment in cricket between the two nations. Despite such massive differences, young Nepali cricketers did not lose their confidence while playing the former world champions and kept showcasing their talents. Team Nepal struggled against world number 1 ranked one-day international side Pakistan. However, that experience turned significant for Nepal as they exhibited an improved batting display against former world champions India. It is imperative for the government to formulate sound plans to give continuity to the recent achievements of Nepali cricket. Now, Pakistan have secured a 7-wicket win over Bangladesh in the first match of the Super 4 stage of the Asia Cup. In the match, which concluded a while back at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore, Bangladesh won the toss and elected to bat, where they were bowled out for 193 runs in 38.4 overs. Bangladesh lost early wickets and were reduced to 47 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 9.1 overs. However, Mushfiqur Rahim and Shakib Al Hassan added 100 runs for the 5th wicket. But Bangladesh again lost quick wickets and were bowled out with 193 runs in 38.4 overs. Haris Shroff was the pick of the Pakistani bowlers with 4 wickets. Nasim Shah claimed 3 wickets, while Shaheen Shah Afridi, Fahim Ashraf and Iftikhar Ahmed shared a wicket apiece. In reply, Pakistan chased the target in 39.3 overs while losing only 3 wickets. Imam-ul-Haq top scored for Pakistan with 78 runs from 84 balls. His innings included 5 fours and 4 sixes, while Mohammad Rizwan remained unbeaten at 63 runs. Taskin Ahmad, Soriful Islam and Mehdi Hassan Miraz shared a wicket apiece for Bangladesh, who next play Sri Lanka on Saturday, while Pakistan play India on Sunday. Jenny Hermoso has filed a legal complaint over the kiss by Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales. Rubiales kissed Hermoso on the lips after Spain's World Cup final win, which she says was not consensual. Rubiales claims the kiss was mutual and consensual but has been provisionally suspended by football's world governing body FIFA. The complaint means the 46-year-old could face criminal charges. On 29th of August, Spanish prosecutors opened a preliminary investigation into whether the incident amounts to a crime of sexual assault. At the time, Spain's top criminal court said it was opening its investigation in light of the unequivocal nature of 33-year-old Hermoso's statements, saying it was necessary to determine their legal significance. That is all for the moment. Up next is the news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.